Big head kick.
Now talking about the next fight, which is the strawweight fight between Aarti and Ishika, the first female fight in Matrix Fight Night history. Now going back to Jared inside the cage for the introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the ladies of MFN to come out. From the blue corner, Aarti Khatri!
The first fighter coming out is Aarti. What we know for sure with Aarti is she is a devastating striker. With Muay Thai background, is one of arguably the best strawweights in the country.
Yeah, she's your classical, typical Muay Thai fighter. You see her, I think her opponent's a striker as well. I look for her to be very aggressive. We saw her in the warm-ups this week as she was working out, spinning elbows, flying knees. Very, very aggressive Muay Thai fighter.
And the interesting thing was, she was focusing more. It wasn't in the pro scenario, but it was Aarti that defeated Ishika. Now going to
her
Jared.
opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Ishika Thite!
Ishika, as we were discussing, wanted this fight. She was the one that said, I need to avenge my loss.
Pro debut, step up to the challenge in this great event that MFN's putting on. Aarti's striking. If Aarti's aggressive, she may actually look to take this fight to the ground to neutralize some of those devastating elbows and knees.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for this bout is Ranjit.
Show me a clean fight. Yeah, if I say stop, stop. Yeah, touch gloves. You want touch gloves.
How will Ishika deal with the loss? Is she going to be aggressive and come right on the bat? If she does that, obviously with Muay Thai background of Aarti's, she'd be more than comfortable being the counter striker.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. And she may look to use that to her advantage. Like I said, if she's overwhelmed by the striking from Aarti, I would expect Ishika's going to try and take this fight to the ground, neutralize some of that.
Both the fighters, again, we do not expect either one of them to just be aggressive right on the bat. They know each other, they fought each other before, they know their strengths and weaknesses. So it'll be interesting to see how both these fighters start off.
Aarti's got a slight reach advantage, and they're looking to feel each other out here.
Aarti with that looping hook. Now they engage in the clinch. Aarti
She takes her to the ground.
Takes the fight to the ground. That's interesting. Oh, massive elbows. We talked about the Muay Thai background of it.
Yeah. Good reversal by Ishika to get to a full mount.
What Aarti needs to do here, obviously this is a pro debut for both of them, but Aarti needs to be more confident. She needs to be cool, calm, and composed at the bottom. Use her opening, see for those openings, and take advantage of it.
And that's not natural for a Muay Thai fighter to be on the ground like this. So we're going to see how she deals with that adversity. Ishika's doing a good job here of controlling her opponent. She's going to look to posture up and try and strike from the bottom. We'll see if Aarti's able to throw some offensive strikes from that bottom position. But again, these Muay Thai fighters, they're not used to being on their backs.
We talk about the evolution of Indian MMA. Again, it is interesting when a striker takes the fight to the ground.
Yes, yes.
It's very interesting to see what happens.
A lot of cases they find themselves in positions that if they don't have a lot of experience with, they get uncomfortable, they don't know quite what to do. And they can end up in a really bad position.
Aarti is still working from the bottom end, but it's Ishika that is controlling the tempo of this fight.
Yeah, she's got her in a good position. She's in a full mount, and you can see Aarti's just trying to hold on here. She's got the body like now. She
has posture. She's
got posture.
momentally postured out.
Yeah, but she's getting up. She's landing some strikes. She's scoring points here, which is important. Aarti needs to be careful here. If she gets her elbow in too close, she could be vulnerable to a triangle. Again, there she goes. She postures up.
But Aarti is doing a good job. She's not letting Ishika posture up for a long time.
No, she's holding, but she's not able to improve her advantage from the bottom either. So she's doing a good job of defending her opponent, but she's not able to do much to improve her position from where she's at right now.
However, we cannot say that Ishika is doing more
good strikes here now from
damage,
Ishika.
as I just said that Ishika has.
Yeah, she's really opened this fight up now. She's using those elbows effectively too to create space with her opponent. She's able to maintain that full mount. As Aarti looks to roll out, she's unable to do that. Again, you find her with the body clinch, just trying to keep Ishika from raining punches down on her.
But Aarti needs to do more. It's not just about closing the distance and ensuring that Ishika doesn't get her way.
No, she's got to be aggressive and offensive here. She's either got to figure out a way to escape this position or try and attack from the bottom.
Ishika had that high mount for a minute there,
And we're
but
seeing
now she's repositioned.
Yeah, we're seeing a very good jiu-jitsu game here from Ishika. She's able to maintain this full mount despite her opponent's attempts to try and throw her off. And she's got good leverage here, but she's not able to get her out of that full mount position.
She has a very high mount. She might want to pin Aarti's hand.
Yeah, she's able just to drag her around the ring. She's dominating from the top here, both in terms of the movement and her striking. And Aarti's just trying to hold on here. And this is where the fight gets tough. After those failed attempts to try and get her out of that full mount position really take a lot of energy out of the fighter, especially in this bottom position, and that can be really challenging as the fight goes on.
And this is the perfect beginning even for Ishika.
Yes. But she's gonna have. I don't think we're gonna see a submission here. I think she's gonna have to have an effective ground and pound and try and end the fight that way.
We expected this to be a dogfight, considering the fact that it's a rematch.
Right.
But in the closing seconds, something to salvage for Aarti, as she briefly had control. But we come to the end of the round. What a good round for Ishika, especially when you lost to this fighter, asked for this fight, want to avenge your loss.
Speaking of that fight,
But I think this kind of even things out, because
she was reluctant to take the fight at first. What you really want to do when you get challenged by an opponent, especially in your pro debuts, you want to silence that opponent. And so that's going to make it could have a big impact in terms of where they go and both of them in their next steps from here.
But this is a big round in the outcome of the fight, because Aarti needs to get back to having more control, should be in a position to impose her will on Ishika rather than taking the fight to the ground and be in a predicament where Ishika has the upper hand.
Yeah, she wants to keep this fight upright. I think she needs to push her position. She needs to change the momentum in this fight. And what we're seeing is that she's tentative. She's backing up. She's got her back against the cage, which you never want to see. It impedes your movement, your ability to strike from when you've got your back against the cage.
And that works in Ishika's favor, because she's the one that's controlling the cage, moving forward. And if you have your back against the cage, it becomes that much easier for Ishika to execute a takedown, use the fence.
Exactly. And it looks like Aarti's looking to try and land a big kick as Ishika moves in on her. But Ishika's being patient, looking for a range. She sees those kicks coming, and she's just got to find the timing to get in there and either land some strikes or get inside for a takedown and get this fight to the ground.
Neither of the fighters really pushing for the action here, though.
No, they need to start.
At some point, the referee might have to step in.
Yeah.
Both still sizing each other up. I think the biggest fear that either one of them has is they would not want the other opponent to get the upper hand at any point.
Right. And Aarti, I think it looks like she wants to keep her distance. I think she probably realizes the mistake of the challenge she had in the last round is as soon as they sort of mixed it up with the striking, they got tied up and the fight went to the ground, and that was not a position that she wanted to be in, even though she's the one that basically took the fight there. Here she goes looking.
And obviously, even if you talk about the amateur record or the amateur experience, Ishika is 30 years old and Aarti is just 23. So even in terms of the experience, you would have to fancy Ishika at this point.
Yes, yes. And you know what we're really seeing from her actually is the confidence too. Some of that is, experience, age, maturity. But for someone who actually lost the last match to this opponent, she's got a lot of confidence here in this fight. She's very poised, very patient. She's got a lot of confidence as she's controlling the ring.
Aarti nearly connected with that front kick, but now they once again clinch. This is where Ishika is more comfortable. This is all Ishika's game now.
Clearly. I'm surprised, Aarti, there you go. She's looking for that Muay Thai clinch to try and throw some of those knees. And in the first round, when they tied up, it looked like what she was initially going to try and do is get that Muay Thai clinch, do some damage with some knees, but the fight obviously went to the ground. She looked again, there she threw some knees.
The only problem is when we even talk about the Muay Thai clinch, Aarti was never throwing those knees.
No.
Or wasn't throwing those short elbows.
No. She basically wrapped up her opponent and didn't do much. Ishika with a counter kick there. And neither fighter really landing anything at this point.
After the first round that she had, Ishika, one would have thought, would push the action.
Exactly.
Clearly, Aarti now landed with a big knee to the head.
But Ishika's showing some composure here. Even though she took some damage from that knee, she's able to get inside. She's got her. Now we're seeing those effective Muay Thai knees, those high knees to the head. But Ishika's got her here. I'm sorry, Aarti's got her in a headlock. But Ishika continues to maintain control of her punch.
Another knee to the face.
Yeah. She's gonna have to lift her head.
That connected that knee.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, she's got to get her head out of that position or she's going to take another knee to the head. It's clear that Aarti's looking for the knockout here with some of those knees. And this is sort of a classic Muay Thai fight. Now that elbow strike.
And the action really picked up in the final minute.
It did. They separate again, but Aarti, good strike there. Big left hand that landed. And Ishika looks like she's taking some damage here. She's having a hard time getting leverage.
And obviously Ishika also expended a lot of energy in the first round, controlling the fight on the ground.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, striking from the top, but it does take its toll from you. And here again, it looked like Aarti almost took that to the ground. She really wants to press her advantage here in her striking with her knees. Use those knees. Her opponent's body's open. She's dropping her head.
She has the right game plan in this round, but it took her time to really get into her groove.
Yes. She's pressing her advantage now. Good second round.
Second round. The action was a little slow to begin with for a couple of minutes, but it really picked up towards the end of the round in the last 2 minutes. It's certainly going to be interesting to see what happens in the third round. I think going into the third once again in this fight, it's even.
Yeah, we'll see if she's able to maintain that momentum here as we go into the third round. Here we go.
Both the fighters, once again, nobody is really interested to be the aggressor.
No.
Push for the action.
Again, a slow start, similar to what we saw in the second round. But here's where you're going to find who really wants to win this fight, right? It looks to be even on points. If you really want to win this fight, you've got to push the action out. You can't wait for your opponent to come to you.
And you cannot show your opponent too much respect either.
Right.
Now, Ishika has created such a huge separation, while Aarti is not even interested in getting inside the striking range.
Right. She wants her to come back to that fence where she had her in the last round. She had her against the fence in that Muay Thai clinch and was able to land some knees. I think she's looking to draw her in a little bit here. She moves forward with a kick. I'm surprised with her Muay Thai striking. I would have thought we would see more attempts at leg kicks, although Ishika is maintaining her distance, which probably makes it harder to land those. Now she looks like she's baiting her a little bit.
You think Ishika might have been hurt in the second round because she refused to get inside the striking range with Aarti until now?
Yeah, I think those knees really did some damage, especially the ones that looked like she caught maybe one or two to the head. And she's in a similar position now here that she was in the second round. She's like she's
trying to go for a takedown.
going for the takedown. Part of it's just to neutralize those knee strikes that she was taking. But she's able to get it. She's able to get to the ground.
Aarti connecting with those elbows to the body to soften her up.
She wants to try and get her to her back, but Aarti's able to stand the fight back up. And now you've got Ishika in the clinch, just trying to hold on. What Aarti wants to do is get under. She's got underhooks, but she wants to break that clinch around her neck. The referee's warning her not to hold onto the cage there.
But this exchange, I think, is pivotal in the outcome of this fight because, as we discussed, the first 2 rounds are even Stevens.
Yes.
Scored for each of the fighter each round. So.
Oh! And she takes her down. Aarti takes Ishika down. She's got her in side control now.
Once again, this is the interesting part for me because it's interesting because Muay Thai striker, pure striker, is once again initiating the grappling exchange.
Right, exactly. And she's pretty effective here at this. Her corner really giving her instructions to what they wanted. They want her striking. You can see they realize the advantage that she's got in this fight. They realize that this is going to be the difference maker in terms of how this fight plays out. And it looks like she's got her in a rear naked choke. And Ishika's able to turn in, so she's not going to get her here. She's got her chin inside her elbow. Even though she's got the leverage, she's got that left arm over her right arm. Ishika's got her chin turned in, and it's not into her neck. It's really just across her face at this point.
Now what this effectively does is it gives once again Ishika the impetus to work from the top.
Yeah, but she's got to do something here. She can't just sit there and wait for this fight to end. She's got to work from the top position here. She needs to throw some strikes.
Just 90 more seconds remaining in this fight. Ishika needs to do something.
She's got to do something. And Aarti's looking here.
Change the tide.
She needs to throw more of those head strikes, loosen up that grip like she did right there. She got her to let go. She's able to posture up. And she needs to, again, throw some elbows.
Mind you, this is Ishika that called for this fight.
Right.
So in the last minute, you would expect Ishika to go all out.
Yeah. You might as well leave it all in the cage, right? You challenge your opponent, you gotta finish the fight. She doesn't have much time left here. She needs to get up and really rain down some strikes, but Aarti's doing a good job of holding her.
It'd be interesting to see how this final round would be scored, though.
That's a tough one. I'm glad I'm not a judge for this one. It's pretty close to call here.
The first and second rounds were pretty clear as to who walked out with the advantage.
Yeah.
The third round, however, it's kind of looking a little dicey at the moment.
It's close. It's all going to be dependent on how the judges score the last part of this round in terms of how they feel Ishika, if she controlled the fight, how effective she was in her striking. She's not really doing much with that here as we come to the end of the fight. Again, you need to see these fighters working a little bit more to be the difference maker in terms of how they're scored by the judges.
But you can understand why also at this point, because this is their pro debut.
After the completion of 3 rounds, the winner by split decision from the blue corner, Aarti Khatri!